Call this meeting to order at 6:37. And here we go. I'll say off the bat, I have a really terrible headache, so I'm gonna try to just like say little and be concise. It's not a strength of mine, but I'm working with it. So here we have a quorum, which is the four of us. Jean and Alicia are not able to come, and Dave is traveling, but he said he might be able to join us online, so we'll see. And we have some guests here. Would you like to come up and introduce yourselves? Just so. We have it for the record.
Sherry Fox Hames, Chair of the DEC.
Lovely.
Ariella Sophie Sternberg, the Clackamas County Arts Alliance.
All right. Yeah. And do we want to lead with just letting our guests speak? We want to go ahead and do that. Ariella, did you have anything to add specifically tonight, or were you just here to be here and to update and chime in?
Yeah, just here to be here. I know I've exchanged a few emails with Bev, so just here in a
Great.
support capacity.
Cool.
May I ask you, would you rather be called Ariella or Ariella Sophie? What's your preference?
I
Matter.
You sure?
Truly, it's fine.
Okay.
It's all
Okay.
good.
I was going to ask the same thing. Like replying to emails. Yeah. All right. Would you like to come up and share what you have?
Okay. So as Jerry indicated, he is the council liaison for the DEC. He was at our meeting on Monday. And two items that we in the DEC would like to partner and or see if one of these you want to be the lead on it. The first one is the Estacada 120th anniversary. That is supposed to be taking place next year. We came up with the thought of having your input and maybe letting you run with it, and we would partner with you, but coming up with a logo that could be changed on a 5-year base of the logo, and then there would be, for this upcoming next year, it would have 120 in the middle, and then we would do 125, 130, so on and so on. We had come up with a couple of ideas as far as maybe doing a local event where people could come up with ideas and submit them to you. And then we could dwindle it down to a couple of options. But the main thing is to be able to use this logo, whether it be on City of Estacada stuff, any businesses would be able to use the logo. And it would be something that we would just change the number going forward. So that's the first thing. And then we also wanted to partner with you in regards to the Christmas tree lighting. And we also are going to be coming up with an idea of Christmas tree capital of the Pacific Northwest.
Well, I like that.
And we need a logo for that as well. So it just made sense to partner with you guys since you are the Arts Commission. And we envisioned, again, this would be a logo that the city, businesses, anybody local who wanted to use it could use it. Obviously, we would like a tree involved. Yeah, so we would just use that going forward. We could use it on anything and everything, just plaster it.
I wonder if that's something that we could do promotionally, like leading up to this year's Christmas tree lighting, and then we could have like people submit and have them like posted around for people to either vote or provide input or just have like a public forum kind of on it.
Yeah, again, partner, you guys are the Arts Commission. You know about creation of that. I mean, obviously we're more than happy to help. We want to be involved. We've got a great subcommittee for this year's tree lighting. They're really wanting to make it a hallmark event, and they're very, very excited. There is a little bit more research that needs to be done. We don't want to speak
Too soon.
too soon as far as we want to verify that we are the Christmas tree capital of the Pacific Northwest.
Well, excuse me.
Oh, no, go ahead.
My understanding is that some organizations trying to get designation as the Christmas tree capital of the world.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
we looked,
going on or what?
no, we looked into that and that is just too hard. And plus we don't even come close. If there's someplace back Midwest that hands down. So we can't
regional.
claim that. There's just no way. We don't sell the trees, or we don't provide that many trees than this other place towards Midwest. So that's why we came up with Pacific Northwest, PNW. So we thought that that would be
Or just Santa's favorite?
really easy, you know, and I mean, in Pacific Northwest, what are we talking? Washington, Oregon, maybe a little bit of Idaho. So we thought we just have to do some more research and just make sure
Can
before
I
we.
ask, is it Hannah's on that subcommittee, correct? Who else is on that subcommittee?
So we have Julie Colton,
Okay.
Lonzo Tackett, Julie Cooper, Heather Randall, Connie Redmond.
On the subcommittee itself.
The
Oh, on-
subcommittee.
Oh, the subcommittee.
I just remember talking to Hannah about it before, so I assumed she was on it. As long as I know Hannah's on it, then I can communicate with her.
Actually, you want to, Julie Colton's the point.
Where was that coming from? Oh, hi,
Ju-
Dave.
Hi.
We'll note
Julie-
that Dave is here just for the record that Dave Solheim is with us online and Vince is here. Hi, Vince. Alex is going to be looking back at this recording later to do minutes. So I'm going to do some things for the record.
Yeah, we didn't do. a
Sorry.
phone call.
So the,
Completely understand. So Julie,
No.
actually, Julie Colton is the one that you want. She's kind
Julie
of taken the lead on that. So Julie
Okay.
Colton is the one that you would want to
So-
reach out to.
Great.
Yeah.
We've spoken a lot about doing something.
the idea right now that's being entertained is moving the Christmas tree lighting to the square down by Harvest Market.
Oh,
That's the idea that's being floated right now.
Is it not there
It's here.
normally?
Here,
Did you talk to?
yeah, it
Don't they have, don't they also have an event? No? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's been here, and the idea is to, the idea that's being floated is have the event there and then have stuff going on up.
so they
you know,
bring
coming-
them here.
Coming up Broadway, and then have possibility of having Santa in here.
Mm.
Or in the past, the Arts Commission has done the Winter Artisan Show in here while the Christmas tree lighting has been. So, you know, just, that's why, the idea of, you know, having you guys cooperate and, you know, both commissions be involved in this, I think it would be,
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we'll
great
do more than just
opportunity.
cooperate.
yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely on our, we would love to talk to her more about that for sure. We'd love to do that. We talked about doing like an interactive art activity or having also maybe selling some like take and make crafts as like a fundraiser on the side. So it's partially free fun activity, partially like a small fundraiser for us. We'd definitely love to be involved with that. We've chatted a lot about it in the last couple
Okay,
months.
just so you know, though, just be advised that the DEC is part of the Main Street program.
Oh, so there's all
And
those
so
things that come with
there
that.
are obligations that we have to do as far as having so many events per year that are they don't pay for people don't pay to come in to participate. They have
Right,
to be
right.
free events. So
Yeah.
just kind of keep that on the back burner.
Awesome. Well, we will reach out to Julia and talk more about that. That's coming up. So I would love, we have a lot to get through and we started kind of late. So
Yeah.
can we, I don't want to shut it down, but can we chat? about
Hannah
it?
and I talked last year about having a horn ensemble. I
Oh,
had to
yeah.
take my son's saxophone to the doctor before the band concert yesterday. I purchased ensemble Christmas song books. So I have
Ooh.
what I need. We're in, count us in for that event. That'll be me and my two buddies playing horns.
That'd be cool if it
So
was here right after the lighting,
can
because then it
be-
would draw.
we can
people
be
down. Ooh,
We
lead the
can,
crowd.
it could be in a marching ensemble.
Oh, wow, cool.
So just that I understand, it would be you and one other individual.
So it's gonna be a trumpet, saxophone, trombone trio, and it's gonna be just standard Christmas carols. So like I said, Hannah and I talked about that last year. It didn't materialize. It is now.
Good to go.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
We have to get it done.
Okay, cool. All right, well, great. We look forward to collaborating with you on that, on those two items. And then just one other thing real quick, I'm going to leave this here for you. We have a market study that came out today. You can click on this QR code. Market study takes about, well, depending on how heavy you want to get into it, but like less than 5 minutes. And it just basically talks about resources and other items or goods, services that you would want to see here in Estacada. And if you could encourage people, you can get these flyers, put them up in, if you're local businesses, give them to other people, send them out to your neighbors. It's due by July 4th.
Okay. Is it just like a survey you do online? You just click it and do the thing?
It's
Yep.
like what,
Awesome.
25 questions or something? We just went over it on Monday and just looked at it with the other DEI committee or whatever. So
Cool.
yeah, it's very.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All
Hi,
right.
someone else chiming in?
Think so. And Vince, we'll have you chime in. I did print that.
Okay.
For everybody to take a look at. So it's like size right for us. But we can take a look
Okay.
at that when we get to you. Can we mute that? Oh, thank you. Okay, and Jerry, do you have a city council report?
I don't have anything from council, just what, what was spoken about at the Downtown Estacada Commission. That's really all I, have to present. I just wanted to, I do know that the council was excited about the opportunity of the 120th year, anniversary. And I sent the email that Bev gave me out to Melanie, and she forwarded it to, I don't know if she just forwarded it to all the council, or I think she forwarded it to staff, and I'm not sure if it made it to any of the commissions, but
Didn't make it to staff yet.
Didn't make it to us.
I think it made it to,
Well, not to library
yeah,
staff.
staff, yeah. But there, and if you guys want, I can forward it to you, or Bev can forward it to you. But there's some really amazing stuff in there, and it really, one thing that I took from it, sorry to make this longer than it should be, but one thing I took from it is, knowing my family and, extended family in Estacada, I found out from that email that the Lingle Box had been here since the beginning, and they're a part of my extended family. So it was really, really surprising and really cool to find that out, that, I have family that's been here, I had family here in the beginning. It's just something really cool to, come across. I thought we were just 5 generations in, but it goes deeper.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that email there's just a lot of amazing ideas and just some great information. And I really, really, really enjoyed I guess, I don't know if it's irony, but of the first, article that was printed in the Estacada News. That was, it really.
I did not receive, I have no idea what he's
I
talking.
was,
I didn't even get this email.
yeah, I'll send it to you. I just sent Jerry an email explaining the 120, what we talked about here. And in the meantime, I went online and I think it's housed at the University of Oregon, the old newspapers, the first newspaper to come out in Estacada, and some of the stories. And it's like a print version of Mayberry with Andy Griffith. That's kind of what it turns out to be.
Yeah.
And
And
it's wonderful.
it just shows that in, 1905, they're dealing with very similar issues that we're dealing with in 2024. So just with what was going on at the time, and new people coming, and with the railroad opening up and new people coming to Estacada, it's kind of ironic that we're still dealing with that 120 years later.
Well, that would be an interesting thing to put out there in the world.
Yeah, that should recirculate.
Yeah, that really should.
What is the actual founding date?
May 3rd, no, May,
Month, May?
May,
Close.
Yes, season?
Yes.
May, so it's a year out. Ish. That's what we're.
Okay.
we were to do.
Alright.
Okay, great. Well, we'll go ahead and move on. If everyone wants to take a look at the minutes, if you haven't already. From last go around.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second the motion.
All right, minutes are approved. With our financial statements, not a lot has shifted. I will note again for Alex and for the record, we are missing 2 vendor payments. I know Dave has come forward and one of our other vendors, I have the receipts, so I know they've paid. They're just not noted in the spreadsheet. So there's 2 of those things missing. But other than that, there's nothing new since our last go around. And there's been a lot of correspondence. Not a lot of paper mail, but I have a boatload of correspondence that's been going around between you and I and all sorts of people for Arts at the Creek. I had emailed Connie and Hannah at the DEC about volunteers and who and how they got to volunteer to help out with Oktoberfest, and got some contacts from them. I've also been in contact with the Clackamas County Community College. And there's a lot of stuff that's happening that we would love to we talked at our last meeting about making sure that we're also doing our part to promote regional events. And I had sort of asked, like, we're not able to do like a post for every one of their events because that will flood our feed. And I just asked, is there any way you could put together like a digest, like a compacted version or a link to yours that we could share? And I haven't heard back from them about that, because I'm sure you guys are probably in agreement. We really want to be promoting other people, but we want to make sure that it doesn't overtake what we are doing also. So, and those are like lots of small events that they do. And so I haven't heard back from them about that. Not a whole, I mean, the correspondence is all related to things that come up, so I'm not going to go on about that. But so current, upcoming, or recent events, we had Art at the Park. Bev came, Dave was there, pretty much like half or more of the Parks and Rec Committee was there. It rained, it was cold, and the kids all were there and they were total champs. I actually think that it helped promote their sales because everyone was like, you guys are amazing for being out in the rain. We all went around and like spot bought from every vendor, so everybody made sales. I have all sorts of youth art all over my house all of a sudden. It was really fun and super successful. And we definitely got some new youth vendors for Arts at the Creek from that. There's a lot of overlap between those 2 groups. So it was really exciting. It was fun. And yeah, we were all there a little bit. There were a lot of us at that one booth.
Mingling.
Yeah, mingling and enjoying it, and you know, periodically thawing out and all of that. So it was really great.
Yeah, the weather was gross.
Yeah, the weather was gross. But like I said, I think it actually helped the kids sell more than they might have if it was beautiful. And then we had the collage workshop, which was also really great. I don't have the number right here, but I did write it down. I think there were about 8 of us there. Went really well. New people that hadn't attended our workshops before, so that's always good to see. And I think that's sort of it on recent. That's just been the 2 little things that's happened in the meantime. Upcoming events, I'd love to sort of lead with the summer passport.
Yeah, this is great.
I've been doing a lot of reworking on this and trying to make it not, the back part of it is my thing and the front part of it is his thing. So I really want to try to do these logos. They're kind of small, some of them, they don't read really well, small, but trying not to overwhelm, but also trying to make sure we're like sponsored by this group, sponsored by this group. A lot of things didn't quite work out, like the quilt show is not happening till October, so we weren't able to get that on there. I sort of have 2 squares that I was unsure about, the empty one, obviously, and then the check out the art in the library. I just put that there because I wasn't sure We had talked about having Philip Foster Farm on there, but we had also talked about having this be something that people could access in a free way, and that is not free. So I wasn't sure how we feel about that. It's like the grounds you can go to for free, but if you want to enter any of the buildings or do anything, it's like $5 a person or $20 a family. If we want to keep it with things that are free, that doesn't quite fit our criteria.
How about having it be, when they make an effort as an individual for the youth or as a family, a suggestion of what they would like to see in the arts for the community? Maybe a way of
Oh, like
soliciting, getting
fill
that-
out a form or
or just,
something?
an idea box, put in your idea and you can check this one off. Give us your
Oh,
input.
That's a good idea.
So it's free. We could leverage a lot of good information, and I think these kids are gonna think outside the box of things that wouldn't occur to us that we could easily do.
Or yeah, or
And
something
honor
that
them for
overlaps
their
with the
ideas.
school too.
What do you mean something that overlaps with this?
Yeah, like Bev was saying, if we get community or student input, then we might get tipped off to something that overlaps with the school that we're otherwise unaware of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it could even be a quick two-part. A lot of this is like QR code related because that's how people are accessing things. So especially young families, it could be a QR code that goes to a Google form that's like 2 questions like, is there something happening in town that you don't think we know about or that you want to cue us into? And what do you want to see more of in town? Or something like that.
Or just give us your idea for arts in the community, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Just keep it really simple,
Yeah.
handwritten, put it in the box, and wherever we go, have that ability to give input, and then we recognize the input and give honor, like a reward, a free ice cream or something.
Well, this whole thing has a reward to it. So I don't think we can do an additional
I mean,
reward for
just-
that thing.
Solicit ideas.
Yeah, that's
as
a great
part of
idea.
this.
So
That's a
I
great
have
idea. So that's one box.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So is it supposed to be Estacada or
She already corrected me. Yeah. Quest
Questa
data.
data?
That's the whole thing now. Quest data. Please proofread this, guys. I've been staring at it for a
It's
really long time.
Request the data, is what it says.
I've moved things around. I'm trying to like get the QR codes big enough and the logos. This is not my realm. Oh, and then will you guys proofread the top part too? I realized at the very end that I needed to have a place for the names and the contact information. So that had to go there. My thought was, especially after seeing yours print out, how there's like a band at the top and the bottom, maybe that's where we could put some logos. Because when I started to put logos on the back, it started looking bad. Yeah, like
Just
a
a-
banner. But there's
I
only a
have just-
handful of logos.
I have just one question. You were talking about the blank box. Is that for an activity?
Yeah,
And
we're
if we
talking.
want to add an activity, maybe we could let people just put in their own,
Oh, that's a great idea too.
so they can
Like just
put
a
in what,
DIY art project
Something
or
that they've
something.
done.
yeah, option, a personal choice.
Like a
Anything that
wild,
isn't
like a
just-
wild card kind of.
Yeah,
Wild card, yeah.
And all this is about their experience in the Estacada community. It could be something creative beyond just art. It could be,
Mhm.
Yeah. So should I just label it like wild card?
Choose your own
Yeah,
adventure.
free at
Choose your own
your
adventure.
space, but it could also have a link to that survey
Mhm.
for what
But we
else
could make
would you
those
want
two
to do.
separate things. I need
Oh, you're
2
thinking-
boxes.
So
I've really killed
photography-
myself looking for
How
other
about
things.
for the,
Photography is an art and there is a lot of beautiful scenery around here. So
be amazing.
Mm.
Submit your photographs of this summer.
sure,
instead
yeah.
of art in the library, how
Yeah,
about
some place in that one.
attend or go get free lunch for kids 0 to 18 at the school district summer lunch program? Because that's free and will run for pretty much the whole summer.
Well, and the more participation that they get, I think the stronger the program
Mhm.
is.
So do we think we should do? I don't know. I'm not sure about, I think it's great to promote that, but also it's pretty garbagey food. So like, I don't want to take my kid to go pick up lunch there because it's like cafeteria food. It's kinda gross. We did it
Oh, it's
last year
definitely
and I was
cafeteria
like,
food.
oh God, no, thank you. You can't have that. Never mind.
Is it artistic food?
No, it's pop art artistic. Not even. Okay, so could we
art is
do?
in the eye of the beholder.
Right, that's true. It's no culinary arts.
Blueberry bagel.
Could we
with
do one
chili
that's like an idea box And that could be like a QR code or a physical thing and put like a shoebox or something, you know, like a box in City Hall. So it could be like, drop it at City Hall or fill out this form. And then one wild card, choose your own adventure. And those are our 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need 2. I need exactly 2 ideas. I don't have brain power for more than that. Okay. And then is it relatively clear that like you don't have to do all of the things? I was like, enjoy these family activities all summer long. Do we want to say like complete 12 out of 16 before you
not
turn it
No.
in?
Summer bingo, blackout bingo.
Do you need to say that, or is it like relatively
You have that
straightforward?
in the front. All passports turned in earn free sunglasses and are entered in the raffle.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's not, it's assumed that you do all of them, the way it reads.
okay. But I mean, it's sort of like,
I mean,
do
as
I
a
need to put
parent,
something in there? Like, you don't have to complete the whole thing. Or are they just gonna check it and throw
Yeah.
it in anyway, right?
I think this is intended to be a support program for parents too, because
yeah,
as somebody
for
who
sure.
has their
Something to
kids during the
do.
summer, you need all the ideas you can get.
So that's self-explanatory enough is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
On the top.
absolutely.
And again, I have
um,
like 1,500 sunglasses still, so we're giving away sunglasses to everybody.
I also love the photography idea too of
Mhm.
submitting pictures from the community, because then we could also showcase those in the 120
Can we-
anniversary and just use those.
We're printing this within a week, so if we're adding a photography thing in, we have to take something else off. Which is fine, but I need to leave with a concrete idea of what we're doing, because I am a teacher in the last week of school and I don't have the brain power to do all of that. So if we do,
Well,
there's something on here we could take off.
there's multiple library events, and the checkout art in the library is,
That's not on there anymore.
Yeah.
that's not on there.
No,
You know, I'd love to support the National Night Out, but I don't know if that's geared towards children.
I didn't go last year.
I
I
don't
was trying
think,
to promote commission events.
yeah, I know, and it's a great event. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know
What-
if it's
what-
really geared towards.
What do they?
Well, the
do?
wild card could easily turn into a photo,
Yeah,
couldn't it?
You have 2, you still have 2, you have the summer library event, and then you have the summer library reading program.
those
It's
are
kind of a-
very different things, because some are like the library event, like they have workshops and book clubs and story time, and like that has a ton of different events, and signing up for the reading program is kind of a standalone thing,
Oh.
as I understand it.
Is this, I just read the lineup for the Parks Commission. It has the same bands that we're having for our event 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, sorry. I'll cross this one out.
Just the 2 bands that we hired like 4 months ago are also performing in the parks.
Which two?
Casmer and Ray Gordon. And they're, both of those shows are 2 weeks before our event, which as a promoter is like a real, don't do that.
Whenever people will come see the Casimir.
Yeah, right. I mean, right.
It
It's
is
just
what it
kind of. Okay,
It'll be okay.
this is just cross communication needs to be firmed up a little bit.
I think it'll still be great.
But Vince and I are becoming very good friends, so
Well, then he
I'll
should have told
bust
us.
his chops a little
Yeah,
bit
give him
about
some
that.
grief. So do we think, should I take out the national night out and put like a photography thing in there?
You know, like I said, I don't know enough about the National Night Out to know, it just doesn't seem like it's geared towards children, you know, it's more geared towards parents, you know, adults
No.
to me.
It depends on what they bring to the event.
Yeah,
As it entirely depends on how they run it.
yeah.
Maybe
Reach out to, reach out to Jim.
I've reached out to literally everyone I can about that, and they have been not responsive, so
Okay.
it wouldn't also be the end of the world if we changed it.
Yeah.
I've tried, like Hannah and I have both been trying to get a hold of some information about it, and
Did you go last year, Mike? Did you go to that last year, the
Night Out?
National Night Out?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
so should we change it? I need like what you think? since we don't know what it is, should we err on the side of maybe no?
I changed it.
And we'll put, some sort of picture taking. Should we,
Yeah, submit your photos of Estacada adventures or something like that.
where would they
Estacada in the
submit it?
summer. Yeah.
I mean, sending emails and by your phone is easy peasy, right? We
Maybe I
just
could
have
set up
a-
an like a Gmail just for that purpose. Cause I'm not putting that on the Arts Commission email inbox. That would
Right.
be too much.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that could be a whole separate summer submission Gmail account or something like that, you know what I mean?
Okay, so take a
Um,
photo of a summer adventure.
That's me just telling you how simple it should be.
Setting up emails is easy. So take a picture of a summer adventure. Email to something. But what's the end game of collecting photos?
Just like what Mike was saying, you can use them for, future,
Like, could we say something on there like chance to be featured in future?
120-year anniversary event or something, Yeah.
Well, and then also sidebar, at the town hall that was held most recently, I spent like an hour and a half outside talking to an older gentleman who's been in town for 5 generations. Richard, I think his name is. The last guy that spoke. Remember who that was?
Was it Tom McEnany?
No. Anyways, he had so much information about Estacada that I was like, you need to be on the historical commission.
Yeah.
So I would love to see, maybe we can help like jumpstart it, some kind of preservation historical society
Yeah,
or
this whole
something
this
that,
whole idea
you know,
of gathering the oral history, written history, visual history of Estacada is just it resonates with me so so
he
well.
said that
So
his family had the deed from when Eagle Fern was gifted to the city or the county or something, you know what I mean? And I was just like, what that needs to be preserved, more so than in a box in your basement or whatever. So, I would love to see some kind of Estacada then and now.
We'll collect some now pictures. I'll send
Yeah.
up a little email address.
We can talk about that.
There's a new
Okay.
Facebook group called Old Estacada or something. There's
Oh.
like
That's
300
not
members,
what
but-
that is.
Pardon. I mean, there's great information there. You're only supposed to be a member if you like been born and raised or whatever. I
Yeah,
joined,
that's-
but I've reached out to the administrators because of the oral history. And
Uh-huh.
it'd be a natural resource to kind of tap into that.
Absolutely, I agree.
I don't want to put the kibosh on this conversation, but can we get through the agenda items and then you guys can chat more about that at the end?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, we have to get through this and my head's killing. We need to, talk about the 4th of July really briefly. We meet one more time before then, but can somebody volunteer to just be like the person that's gonna communicate to everybody and figure out wagons or what we're doing for the 4th of July parade?
Should we
Yeah,
walk? Do
I
we
can
need
do
a
that.
banner?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you need me to do the application?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you. That would be great. We talked about walking and just pulling wagons and stuff for simplicity.
And handing out chalk.
Handing out chalk.
Oh,
We
there you
have
go.
457 packets of chalk out of 500. And Michaels has so beautifully shipped them in mostly individual shipments.
Oh my gosh. So there's a lot of packaging involved in that
Wow.
situation.
It's been a
Wow.
nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
So
And
yay,
we
chalk.
can do some, if I figure it out in the next like week or two, I want to have like at least like one, if we can have like a wagon or something that has a sandwich board in it,
Mhm.
we can promote Arts at
Mhm.
the Creek also.
I'm gonna only
I have
be
a
for
wagon,
parade to
two
like
wagons.
color guard in the front carrying the sign that
Right,
has
the big banner. We actually have the big banner, but I don't.
You have the
do
big
not
banner?
wanna- I don't know if we really want to be carrying that or if we really just
Um,
want to be like.
We could
waving
wash up
stuff
the old
around.
farm truck too and just
Have-
get real Estacada and put everybody in the back of my rig and
Because the,
Have
Do
you
that
guys,
shit.
have any of you guys ever walked in
Yeah.
this, walked in the parade?
no,
It is the way back, the way back up Broadway is, it
It's-
is brutal.
yeah.
It is brutal. I would strongly recommend
there's a lot of diesel and horse
Uh,
shit too.
a vehicle. I would strongly recommend a vehicle.
some people could come in and out of it.
And no, and then have some people walk. And then some people up on the float and then swap out.
Switch out.
That's
Oh,
a
that would
good
be
call.
really nice.
That matters for the application. That's why I wanted to bring it up because
would
it's like, are you walking or is it a vehicle?
Cause I've done them both.
We can do it up to like. the third.
I've done it both ways, being involved with the cheer team. And, it was a much more pleasant
We
experience.
could hitch a ride everyone.
When we were on a trailer.
Well, if we had a
So-
trailer or something, we could put the Arts at the Creek like sign on the side. We have the banner that we hung up on the building, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Like, we could put that on the side or something and we could have, yeah, okay. So Deborah will be in charge of that. Deborah can chat with Mike maybe about just the plan. Think. Is there anything on there that we need to?
Hauling vehicle.
We could also have a generator in the back of the truck and play music, like super gay parade music. It's just what I'm thinking, rather
Let's
than
plan
like,
it for the truck. We
The
can
truck.
talk later and figure out all the details.
Okay. And then on the chalk, you said we've got that chalk. You have the flyers and everything from Maddie. We just need to post it, right, for chalk walk?
Yes.
Around when do you think you want to post that?
Soon.
The workshop is
probably
like
next week.
July 11th?
Yeah. Chalk walk, we should probably post next week and then maybe the workshop the week after.
Cool. So do you want to send that to Alex? You
Yeah.
got the stuff for that? And yeah. Alicia did text me that her whole family will be involved in the parade.
Okay.
And that we need shirts, so we have shirts from last year. But Bev will get you a shirt also,
do we
and
wanna
Alicia will need a shirt.
have another sesh?
Yeah, a little tie-dye sesh
Yeah.
maybe. Do you still have tie-dye stuff? I have some
My
tie-dye
tie-dye is
stuff.
kind of farmed out.
Okay.
We wear it a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. I have
So we have
lots of
plenty,
tie-dye stuff still.
we have plenty of shirts, so we'll make sure everybody has a shirt. And I can email about sizes, shirt sizes. Okay, Arts at the Creek is gaining momentum, guys. There's like, it's happening. We got a lot of stuff going on all of a sudden. We have 14 community organizations now. This is compared to like 4 or 5 that showed up last year.
Mhm.
So we have Ant Farm, the Health Insurance Marketplace, Library, Skip a Week, Quilt Club, Bee City, International Student Exchange, MacIver Rangers, Todos Juntos, a Girl Scout troop is gonna come, the Food Bank, Philip Foster Farms, possibly also Orchestra Cada, she's working on that. Clackamas County Arts Alliance, and I
Excellent.
just got notice for that Summit Charter is also gonna be involved.
Cool.
So we're like on a roll. I'm super excited about that. We also have 13 adults who have applied to vend and 7 youth. I just joined a bunch of vendor groups on Facebook and I've been cross promoting it, and we're getting all sorts of people that have come in. So far I'm kind of accepting most people. I haven't said no to anybody. There was one person, we have like 2 crochet artists already, and then this one person email that I wasn't so sure. I thought I'd farm it out to you guys. So we have one person does like very off the wall crochet stuff, and the other person does other crochet stuffy things. I mean, those don't seem to conflict. And then I had somebody just apply that just does crochet blankets. My thought is maybe a no to that person. We also have a longtime Estacada who the person who just does the blankets is not in our community. It's from a greater community. And we also have this lovely woman who has applied, who is like a longtime Estacada resident. who does lots of quilting and lace and weaving and rugs. I feel like I want to say yes to her and the 2 crochet people, but maybe no to the just blankets person. Does that sound?
It sounds reasonable.
This other lady, she was awesome. She was like, I was like, I don't have an email address. She's like, I don't do email. Oh, okay. So I sent it to her I called it snail mail. She said, well, I don't call it snail mail because that's the way the mail has always arrived. Noted.
Why
So
is it
she's
Traditionalist.
wonderful. Yeah, I think she was involved in summer celebration many, many years ago, and she just seemed like salt of the earth kind of people. So we have her as well.
because we're getting so close to the date? Why is it
Yes.
important not to have overlap in booth?
Mostly because I'm a little bit concerned about space and
Okay, so
spacing
you are
everything
that
out. It's a
concerned.
relatively small area
Okay,
of booth available space. And last year we had, I'm trying to remember how many actual vendors we had. I think we had a total of about like 17, if you include the youth.
Like we stayed
And we
there
only had
18
5
months.
community vendors though. We only had like maybe 5. That might be generous. There were only a handful of community organizations. And if we all of a sudden have 10 more community organizations and like 5 more vendor, I'm just a little bit concerned about space. And I can share with you sort of just sort of a difference in the diversity of like, they sent me these 3 pictures. I think it's just sort of this person, their one thing was crocheted blankets, and that was kind of it. It wasn't like a diversity of products, which makes me just feel like if you have other people that are like stickers and earrings and things and this, like, it's a little bit more of a diversity of
Sure.
the product. And because all of a sudden, last year we were like really struggling to get vendors, and they're coming in like a few new a day right now. So I think I'm kind of holding off and doing it like every week. I'm not just accepting it right away. I'm kind of giving it like a week or 2. But it just feels like that was the one that I was like, well, we have a lot of crochet weaving stuff. And if this person only does this first thing, but this person is doing that plus like 5 other products, or this person is doing lots of weaving things and they're an Estacada resident, you don't want to kind of overpopulate that one thing, was my thought.
okay.
It's the only one that I've seen that I'm like, kind of like,
Do you have like a mental threshold of how many spaces are
no, I need
available?
to go and like count it out. I
Well, and
might
this
have to
year
do
it's
that this
much more,
weekend.
remember they were just trying to establish the turf last year,
Mhm.
so mud was an issue and spacing was an issue, so
Mhm.
we could definitely double back.
I might go
Yeah.
maybe go this weekend. Are you around this weekend?
Yeah,
Was
go
there any
check it
chance
out.
you'd do a walk with me
yeah,
with your thing?
I got a sound event on Saturday, Sunday's better, but I mean, I
Sunday's
can go
great.
up there and poke.
Could you bring your measuring thing, and then maybe we could like scope
landscape
it out?
tape.
That.
Um,
Cause that would be great, cause I don't have a great sense of it, and that's the part that really stressed me out last year.
Do we have, were those contracts, verified by
Yeah,
city?
I got approval from Elena about that. so
Elena.
I'll send that. Yeah, I'm running everything through her just for safety's
just want-
sake.
Get those out to the
Yeah,
group?
so he's talking about the application. We're having the application for the food vendors and the other performers, just tick boxes for the city to make sure. So it's very basic. It's like, I have appropriate insurance. Oh, I wanted to ask you, is there something that is there anything we need to add in terms of, because the food vendors were like, I checked this box to say that I have all the food insurance and yada, yada. Do we need anything like that for musicians?
You wanna make a box for melting people's faces? No, I don't think there's any,
Okay, nothing like liability issue.
because we're providing all of the PA and everything
Okay.
else,
Great.
as I guess
Okay.
not technically as the commission, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're not,
Okay.
no one's gonna be hurting themselves lifting sound equipment or anything. like
And
that.
that's
Okay.
gonna be at the amphitheater,
At the
right? So
amphitheater.
you won't need a stage or anything. It'll just
No.
be what's already
The
there.
stage
Okay.
is way beyond our
Yeah.
financial capacity.
Well, the stage is, the city gifted the stage that we had to the school district.
Oh,
So,
You're
good
talking
thing we
about
don't.
trailer,
no, the stage, the actual stage that the city owned, we gifted it to the school district.
but that's.
But it
is
was
that
on
what
a
they-
trailer.
Is that what they used to use for the parks performances?
Yeah,
before
is that a
the-
trailer?
Yeah.
It's a trailer.
No, yeah, you're talking about the semi-trailer
Yeah.
deal? Okay.
Yeah,
And that now belongs to the school district.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's,
we just set up on the asphalt and,
And we're trying to use the amphitheater for what it's there for.
yeah,
right.
cool.
Perfect.
So, so we'll have them fill out that application.
We should be creative about shade
I,
as well.
I'm trying to beat this to death
I'll
about the
figure something.
shade sales, but we're gonna need to figure something out with shade for sure. You and I need to keep talking about that. I've been talking to Vincent about it, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of answers for me. I mean, it's a hard thing to make happen quickly,
Mhm.
but temporarily
We can
we
get
need to
creative with it. I
figure
think.
something else out. I have a couple more things and then I realized we didn't talk about Vince's other part of that. So I want to talk about that too. I'm super pumped to say that I talked to the Gallany Marble people and that guy was like, yeah, I use my parking lot. He didn't care about volunteers. He didn't care who used it. He was like, it used to be a parking lot. Go for it. I'm going to get his logo to put on there. So I'm super excited about that because ideally we have vendors unload and then park far away so that we can have that parking lot more available. Cause we all know that parking was an issue and that was one of the big complaints last year. So we can have, I think if we have vendors park there and then we could even have like additional parking, you know, a sandwich board that says additional event parking. He was all about it, super flexible about it. I just need to get his logo. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. That'll be really helpful, to clear that out.
What do we think about just bringing the turntables down there too to fill in and be a little entertainment in between bands and stuff like that? I'm like concerned about the redundancy of having the same bands play, and I'm also engineering an event the week before Arts at the Creek with Ray Gordon down the street at a fundraiser.
Ah,
So that's 3 performances in Estacada in a month.
well, that's your realm. So,
You don't want me to pivot?
I mean,
I'll try to stay steady. But I might bring the turntables down just to fill the space and play some more rather than just having a playlist, make it a little bit more interactive and like
sure.
funky
I
or
think
something.
if they have some variety in what they play, and it's probably not gonna be the same people at every event, is it?
No, I don't think
The
it'll be.
audience?
I doubt. I mean, I doubt it. I think that a lot of people that will attend the parks
Concert.
performance are definitely overlap.
Mm,
But you know, we got Ellen White in our back pocket too,
mhm.
and she crushed it last year at the parks. So
And I think the Casimir effect is something that's so like youth
that seems
oriented
like an
that I don't think
anchor.
that's easy.
We
Yeah,
need that for the
them.
kids to
for
start
sure.
the day off. Okay, enough of that. Sorry.
So I'm trying to think if there's anything else specific to Arts at the Creek. Oh, one question I wanted to ask, a lot of these artists, almost all of them have decided to take the slightly cheaper booth fee to contribute something to the raffle, which is something we said we'd talk about later. Later is coming soon.
Mhm.
But we didn't talk about youth artists and whether, I don't want them to feel not included in the raffle. So I wonder what we think about that. Do we do like an alternate raffle for the youth things? We just didn't think about it because they're vending for free. So it's not like we're giving them a discount to do the raffle. What do we think about how do we get the youth artists included in the raffle or a raffle or something like that? Does anyone have thoughts?
I mean, other than just asking them if they want to donate something for the raffle or
This is my thought. We have all these different kinds of art.
Mhm.
So if somebody's donating, an adult vendor is donating like a painting, and then a youth vendor is donating a paper flip book, and you're paying a $5 raffle fee, and you end up with the flip
it's a
book.
flat rate for the raffle. I'm sorry.
Well, that's kind of what we had
It's not
said. It'd be like
it's
a
not like
ticket
a
or
silent
something.
auction, it's a raffle.
No, we were just gonna do a raffle for simplicity's sake.
Gotcha. I got you.
So my thought was like, and it's gonna be a pretty big variety of things in the raffle anyway, but do we care about that? Do we have them throw in for a raffle? I don't want them to not be included because
Have
we're
them throw
trying to
in.
really make them feel included.
Include them, just have them throw it in.
Is it only a $5 fee for the
Big
raffle?
prizes and smaller prizes. We haven't even talked about how much the raffle would be.
Yeah, but if it's a $5 fee, that seems really inexpensive for making a difference.
Okay, so include them up. I will email them and ask them if they would like to.
Mhm.
Okay. I think that was kind of the end of the Arts at the Creek. I did send an email to Alex. I don't know if she's gotten it, probably hasn't done it yet, about a bunch of editing on our website to update the website. Sorry, that was on my notes really far down. And I'm sure that you guys saw that I did create a post advertising for the youth position. And I specifically emailed that opportunity out to all of our youth artists as well. Why? What?
Just everything. Like, I saw that.
Oh,
post.
yeah. Yeah. We are all about it. We have a lot of youth involved in our events, so I just emailed every
Yeah.
artist that's been involved with us and said, hey, take a look. There's a lot of them that could, I mean, it'd look great on your resume or for college or whatever. So that'll be great. This is not yet, I guess I already talked about that. Other business, there's only two other things that I wanted to bring up. We talked about the CCC event promotion. There's a Girl Scout troop that's been doing a whole bunch of work around bees and education about bees, and they reached out to us because they would like to do a mural. And I think that would be awesome. And we've just been emailing back and forth. They're like, we'll provide all the materials. We just need like permission and a place to do it. I've talked to Vincent about it. They're all about it. We just kind of have to find a place for them. So I just wanted to update you guys and tell you that conversation.
How large of a mural are you?
That's what I asked them. I asked them to put together like a specific proposal. Like, could you show us like what's the size and what it would look like? And then we could be able to better envision where we would be able to place it.
Because the way they have that crane mural at Wade Creek Park, if it's still there, I think it's still there. Doing something like that would be fairly simple.
I think it would be fairly small.
Yeah.
You
so-
know, they're like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, so
It'd
doing
be
something like
small
that would
scale.
be fairly simple, and we could do it in a multitude of parks. I mean, we got
Mhm.
Campanella Park, we got, I
It
don't
would be really cool to do at Wade Creek Park because we have the pollinator garden there. But depending on if it's on a building versus like if it's like a standing thing that wouldn't necessarily be super permanent, that
Like
could
the
be
crane.
moved.
like the,
Yeah, my thought was kind of about that because we haven't even touched the like 1% for art. So it's hard to think about like putting in a permanent piece of art into that park when we know we have all this money that we might change what the art in that park looks like.
Yeah.
So I asked them if they would put together like some more information about that, about like the size of it and what it would look like, just to sketch it out for us so we would have a better idea. But I thought that was a really cool idea. It is. So go them.
and remember, you still have this place.
Yes. Yes.
This is considered a
Um,
park
Yes. Well,
Don't
I
let
think it would,
Mural up the inside of the city hall.
outside.
the last piece I wondered about, and this has come up a couple of times as I've been going around talking to everybody about things, wondering if we could approve getting some business cards printed. I just mocked this up really quick. That just has Arts Commission at the front with the email and then a QR code that goes to our website, our city website. It's pretty, and it has our like mission statement on the back. I don't know if you want to look at that, Bev. I only made one copy. And it would obviously be smaller. My thought is that it would be really great for all of us to have a couple of these in our pocket. So when we're having conversations, you could be like, oh, you don't know about us? Take a look, like check out our website and be able to hand out a business card. There's some space at the, it's hard to tell, but there's like some white space there that enough that we could like write our name, like scribble our name on the back to say like, hey, we're, if you'd like to reach out to us. And it's just the QR code just goes to the city website. So it would be it's a stable web address. Just a thought. It would be like $50 for 250 and it would last forever. It doesn't have any of our personal information on it. So it could last just be like with the commission. Just as for purposes of networking, I feel like it would be great to be able to have that.
Ask the city if that's something they could cover as part
No,
of our admin,
no.
because they do print business cards for city staff, so.
I will ask Alex and reach out.
Yeah, I think
If
that's
I
great.
could
In
sug-
fact,
If I
Go
could suggest something similar to that, when I was at the youth arts in the park, most of you who were there knew lots of other people and who they were and what their, parks rec commissions, that kind of thing. I don't. I was thinking it would be really, it might be handy if we each had name tags that said we were on the arts commission to
We can
wear
make
at those
buttons.
events. Huh?
Press buttons.
I
Make
said we have a
buttons? Yeah, that
button,
would
I
be
have a
fine,
button
yeah.
maker.
I didn't think of making the button, but something like
I
that, I
can,
think would
we
be a
can
good
make so many
idea.
buttons.
I
Yeah.
can do
But,
it now.
You're supposed to wear your
just think that would
placard
be-
out in public.
Just statement it to yourself. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. Maybe if
I
we
just
have a
thought-
tie-dye session for
I
our
know I
shirts, we
would,
could
it
make
would be
buttons.
handy for me. I don't know many people and nobody knows me. They wonder,
Yeah,
who's
I
that
only-
guy
I only
standing
knew, like,
around
one
there?
of-
So,
If it makes you feel any better, I only knew like one of those people. I just
Well,
introduced myself to the other people.
okay.
But
I'm
yeah,
just
no, I think that's a
thinking
great
that
idea.
When we're at our own events and we have a public role there, it would be good for people to be able to identify us.
Right.
That's a great idea.
Mm.
Awesome.
And I've done no research on how to do it or where it could be done or how to make a
That's-
button.
But remember, I bought a button maker, remember?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
saw it
I'll-
work, but,
Yeah. Bev's a pro.
Okay. right.
Okay. The last, I'm bouncing all over the place. Sorry, guys. I'm feeling like a wreck. We need to figure out and like if somebody can help me to distribute the passports. I did talk to Danny from the school district and I'm gonna see if she can get this paper version into people's hands or electronically. I know we can leave a pile at Yo Treats. Does anyone have any other thoughts about where we could promote it or
I
drop
think
it
we
off?
just-
Library?
Yeah.
All over. I
Okay.
mean, put it,
Bubble plastic. maybe.
How many do you think we should print?
it's 3 dozen. I know Alicia loves to beat the street and put up flyers in windows.
No, but this is for this, like handing this out to the world. So like, we're talking like, we want to do at least 100, I would think.
And
We want that
not
for everybody.
stationary, as in they take it with them. That's the idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so
And while we're thinking about that, will you guys take a look at Vince's artwork
Yeah.
and take a close look? He's here for feedback. I think so. We have that big admin fee. We don't really use it very much. So I think we should make that city hall printer get to work.
I'll see Stardust Farm on.
We want the shiny, pretty stuff. I think we want to try to make it color.
So the one thing that sticks out to me is Campanella looks like Campavella. Like the N is, that leg of the N is hidden, yeah. So maybe, get that, the N in there a little better, so it looks like Campanella, yeah.
Yeah.
The key at the bottom, Estacada, it's so small, you can't read it. And if that could be enlarged,
Check.
like even
Or yeah,
Can you hear
located
me?
somewhere else. we
Yeah.
enlarge
put it up top at
Right,
in the
But does
sky.
he do those numbers?
I was trying to see if Dave's listening.
Can't read that. It's difficult to read. Could this
Yeah,
stay here? And
my
then-
vision really should have been like a more of a brochure, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, it should really actually be more of like a brochure size.
Mhm.
I'm like not even talking, but yeah,
that in
anyway.
particular that's not accessible. We can't read that.
Yeah, I could blow it up.
Yeah, and maybe places here. The other question I had is this, I love everything. This is so dark that it's hard to discern the different words.
Brighten
here.
it up, brighten it
Yeah,
up.
Could that brighten up or like
course.
that's not so saturated?
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't know, like, cause I don't have a color printer at home, so
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
especially
get
when
a
it's supposed
chance.
to be produced, it's gonna be difficult. to
Exactly.
get that. So-
And like I
Mm,
did a key on the border and it doesn't even collaborate to
Right.
anything, but you could add,
Yeah, so I would
stuff
just
to
think.
it.
I
But
could
that
lighten
could
this
be-
up quite a bit.
If we did that, Vince, maybe we could have that border be around the whole edge of the paper and then the white between that and the white space could be the logos. So the logos are included inside the border.
okay, yeah, definitely.
Would that make sense?
Yeah,
And I
We
could
could-
send you the logos if that's,
Definitely. I was like, we could. should
this
be
is
able to
just printed on
scale-
my like school's printer.
Should be able
so I
to
don't know
scale
what
it to the print, to the
Remote.
prints, to the page size too. You know what I mean? Cause it's kind
Mhm.
of shrunken, but anyway.
This is just me opening it and pressing print. so
Also-
Oh, I
didn't-
got you.
I didn't do anything
Yeah.
It looks awesome too.
It
It's
does look
really
awesome. I
cool.
really like it. I had a
Appreciate it.
question.
But I know what you're
about-
saying, like the Campaville, it's like totally hidden behind the A.
Yeah.
It's got, yeah, I have a graffiti background, so I do a lot of stuff scrunched.
Overlapping.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't
that's
see any
right.
Wu-Tang symbols in here.
perfect. Yeah, cause there's a dead spot there. That's a good idea.
Go, and there's the dead spot here. So like this.
And you can always add more,
One of the two.
could always add more logos to businesses as well, but like on that.
The Santa
the bo-
Claus,
like the
remember
banner, like you're
the
saying.
Tim Allen movie, The Santa Claus? They had writing all around the border. You could have the businesses.
Just like a kind of a border a
Yeah,
pattern around the
yeah, yeah,
border. Yeah,
That's somehow to get their names on it, but this, we definitely can't see.
yeah, that was like my issue. I was like,
Yeah.
like when I could limit the list as well,
Yeah.
but
This is important.
that's what I was thinking, just blow it up,
Blow it up,
double
yeah.
the size or something.
So Vince,
Perfect.
are the
Perfect.
numbers don't seem to be related to anything on the map, so. do
No, not at
you
all.
Have the numbers there?
The numbers down here? No, I just listed like,
Okay.
basically
And there's, it looks like there's some,
highlights that came up
copy
for me.
edits to be made in there with like capitalization and stuff.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't,
I like the idea.
Illustrator
of
doesn't have spell
wrapping
check.
that around. I think that would be really cool, like all of the attractions and businesses.
Totally, that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fill up the void and then blow up that baby.
If I
And
send
then-
you the,
And then kind of brighten up the background like you were saying as well. That's
Vince,
cool.
if I send you the logos, can you make that work on your side of it?
Totally, it's super easy to.
There's only
and-
like 4, but we want those are like the people that have like given more money, so we want them to, have
That's
a,
super easy to
Yeah.
pop those right in. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
No.
That's what I was saying, like, just so I know the listing and stuff.
I've gone over this
No.
thing over and over, and every time I go back over something, I see something new. You know,
It's really cool. I'm really impressed by like the angle, because it's such a weird area.
So I
and
was
the
gonna
scale,
do
it
like
looks
gradients and
cool.
stuff, but then I was like, I'm just gonna keep it kind of South Park and just kind of
Oh, I love it.
one color in the background and kind of. Cause first I had the sun, it was like kind of gradient. I was like, that looked kind of goofy, but. And then I threw like an actual airplane in there to keep it kind of like very Comedy Central, South Parky and stuff. So
Delta.
I'm trying to get a sponsorship. I'm trying to do Delta sneakers.
Yeah, I really love it. I think it's really cool.
Fly most.
It's
of
hard to get all the
Minneapolis and
different.
back.
That's all, yeah, exactly.
Like all
LA
the
or
different parts.
Minneapolis.
The other thing
I
I'd
don't- yeah.
recommend also is that some of his colors could be represented on some of this, just so they go together.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
this
doesn't
is-
have to be, this is like pastel, this is not.
I know, that might be beyond my abilities.
Is this from Canva?
Uh-huh.
Is this on
It's in
Adobe?
Canva,
or what is this on?
Canva, it's like a
Oh.
website.
Oh, okay.
So I could change the color. But I
Yeah,
don't
Or
know
could-
how I would.
That's a real minor thing, but
Yeah.
that would make it.
No, and he and I have actually talked about that,
Just
but
add
then I
some
was like,
green
this
to
is,
it, and then
this
it
is
probably
like a
just
template.
just easy green.
Does it-
like
Oh,
you,
yeah.
option, yeah, so like I could change it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
here's that little orange.
Do you?
There's a
want-
couple bits, yeah. That's a good point though.
Like you could change it.
Just so it like collaborates a little bit better. 'Cause it's kind of like, this has like kind of an Easter vibe, but anyway, yeah. I need back a couple notes.
And you also could tell here,
Can
by taking this, look at this.
Can I,
Oh, this is
I wonder if I can make a copy and then
That's super.
send you
yeah.
the,
That's easy to take.
I know I
take
can
one of
because,
those, Get some of these lighter colors.
because.
It'd be really
that
easy to
is-
do.
I'd like to bring this to the sun color level, that yellowy,
There you go.
yolky color.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That way she just has.
What's the best email to send
You're
this
in.
message?
That's awesome.
Deb
That's-
Granddad@gmail.com.
Simple stuff anyway.
Yeah, that's just fine tuning.
Sorry, it's yours.
I'm gonna take her flower away from you.
This my daughter made me bring this and she's like, you have to bring it, back,
Absolutely.
but you have to use it at the same
You
time.
do.
but you have
Do
to-
you happen to have,
Thanks, guys.
thank you, Vince. It's beautiful. Do you have any of these with you?
20 minutes.
If not, it's okay.
I feel like maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, here.
Oh, but no, no.
Okay. I will print one because I'll need to do a check request for the parade fee.
I had lost my receipt for the snacks, so.
You know, it's funny, it's the second time I've seen that cup this week.
I love
Well,
that.
and they're not doing bills
Hannah-
tomorrow
Hannah Smith has that
anyways,
exact same cup.
so it'll go through next week.
So,
As long as you can come and sign it for me.
yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can
Okay.
give you what I.
And
put
then,
together, Ariel.
Well, I'm gonna ask about the printing of this, and I think we could start out with like 100 and then go from there. We're gonna use up that admin fee.
Just saying, Hannah Smith has, this is the second time I've seen a cup like that this week. Hannah Smith has one exactly like it.
Oh, yeah? I
Yeah,
love it.
on the downtown Estacada commission.
I love it. Photography's my jam.
Is it a lid?
Huh?
Solid lid?
I think I know what it is.
I know, is that rad?
Huh?
It's like
Actually, I try everything, so you see, got
Awesome.
mistakes.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask about business cards. Taryn, do you know anything about business cards printing? Do you guys print? How do I? Huh? Somebody does that for you guys, but that would be in our admin fee. Okay. I would just have to get. What do they do that, like, what company is it through? Do you know? Lithex? Lithex. I'm just wondering because of like, like I just mocked that one up, but that was, on some Vista print. It was like online. So if I was gonna like design one, that would have to look different. Do you know how you go about that?
Logos and stuff, so they create the template, send it through. So if you have ideas.
So maybe I could just send them the proof of what I already have and be like, make something kind of like that.
Get
Okay,
as close as you can.
all right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Taryn, do you?
Woo wee, that's expensive. But we could pay 50 and get twice that much from online.
Without logo, like a business logo on them?
Huh?
Without a business logo?
Yeah,
on
it's just the business. It's just the card, just like,
Okay.
yeah. Should we do
Yeah.
that then?
them? Let's do that.
Cause that's a lot more.
That is a lot more.
Okay.
Another question for you. Do you have access to the Wade Creek Community Room calendar here? If we want to do a tie-dye day, do we want to do that over there? And we
Sure,
should
nice to have
schedule
a
the
thing there.
room now. If it's available, like the weekend of the 29th and 30th, does that work for anyone
Of June?
of June?
I'm going back to Cali on the 27th through the 1st.
It doesn't work for me, but I'll delegate one of you to make me a shirt.
Okay.
It's just you and me.
Well, if it's
just you and me,
we're doing it at my house.
We could just do it casually at one of our houses,
Okay.
probably. And I'll make sure, you said you need a new shirt?
Yeah, mine's,
What size do you need?
come on,
We have a lot of sizes.
2X probably,
Okay.
maybe
Ooh,
3X.
We do not have 3X, and I don't think we have 2X anymore.
I'll have to go
Oh,
look.
man, it's gonna get weird.
Well,
You put me in an extra large shirt. It's gonna be tight.
Bev, what size shirt would you want?
Normal t-shirt,
Yeah,
probably a large. If it's oversized, probably medium, but.
I'll just pull a couple and then we can see. We will need to, and I'll talk to Maddie about the company and stuff we did the t-shirt ordering through. Because we will need to order some more. It's gonna be kind of expensive, but if we're gonna keep offering these shirts, we talked about getting some more of the big sizes and kid sizes, because we didn't do kid size last
Mhm.
time. So are we all on board with doing that? Can I go ahead and order those without having an exact number for you right now?
Deploy funds as needed.
Deploy funds as needed. I can't
Yeah.
remember what the turnaround was it on it.
It was pretty quick.
It was pretty quick. But I think we're gonna keep it essentially the same, except we'll add we'll add you guys on there. So we'll take away rack,
And take away rack.
take away
Yeah,
rack,
and-
add
and
you, but we're
add-
still gonna sell the shirts that have rack on.
Right.
Cause we have a lot of them. So we'll tweak a couple of things.
We're gonna exit out with a
We'll,
Sharpie.
we'll have Ace.
Rack is
Whatever,
cut.
98.60. Okay. Okay. Well, this is the thing though, is if we pay for the business cards ourselves, then it's probably coming out of our own fees. But if we pay through your company, that would come out of an admin fee. Do you think that's right? So could we have the business card printing come out of the admin fee if we did it online too? Like the city's admin fee? That's what
I-
my curiosity was. We're trying to figure out how we can use the admin fee for it. Well, the city has like, it's like $2,500 of all the admin fee that's in our budget. At least that's what's in there for copying and stamps and printing and stuff like that. It's in our budget.
Is it, so how it works is that you guys just have a general fund number of all commissions. So each commission is budgeted a certain amount, whatever that total budget number is. And all commissions pull from that same number. So we just have to keep track of what your budget is for, keeping track of the parts.
Do you have the budget? Do you have that information? What it said was in
Yeah,
there?
we have an admin budget of 2,500. Yeah.
That's specifically for arts commission? Hmm. Okay. I'm just wondering if that would count for buying business cards on our own. Do you know? You think so? Okay.
To clarify, you can talk to Sadie.
Okay.
So one thing that we were told at DEC is all purchases now have to go through city staff.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
more reimbursement, so you just send it to them and then they would purchase it.
Yeah, it's less about the purchasing and more about where the money's coming from. Because we're hoping that, if we have admin fee for printing and stuff like that, we want to use that before we touch all the money that we've been trying to fundraise through blood, sweat and tears.
Yep.
That's for the community, not for business cards. Okay, okay. I'll email Sadie just to double check. And that's about that. Okay. Okay. So poor Alex in doing minutes for this. We're all over the place. Does anybody have any community updates or arts opportunities aside the things we've already sort of mentioned?
We attended the band and choir concert of the middle school last night. It was adorable and well done. And both the choir and band have made significant improvements since the beginning of the year. So bravo to Mr. Frank. That's all.
That's awesome. Do we know what the latest exhibit is?
At Spiral.
Yeah, is it the
First
Pal-
Friday is
Palia?
Nolene Triska.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a really
Cool.
nice one, so.
That's
I will be
upcoming,
there.
upcoming this Friday.
This Friday, yep.
Yeah.
And what
Late.
is it again?
Nolene Triska, a local, she
Okay.
did the mushroom mural
Mhm.
that's near Harvest Market across
Right.
from it.
It's like my favorite
Yeah,
mural.
it's my favorite too.
Very cool. So that's
Yep.
happening on Friday. Awesome. Okay, so we'll figure out between now and our next meeting, you were working on the parade.
I'm
We're gonna
working on
figure out
parade and chalk walk.
ordering shirts and tie-dyeing shirts. And then we just need to probably figure out some printing for the parade stuff too. So it's signs and things we want to put out, if we want to hand out flyers or anything, or. We talked about taping them to the boxes of chalk, but when you say the
They're
number of,
small.
that's not gonna,
And
yeah,
they're like this big, it's 4 pieces, yeah.
okay. Then we won't do that. That would be too much work. Yeah. Okay. All right, great. Well, does anyone else have anything that you want to?
May I explain the handouts? that
Oh,
we-
yes.
It was agreed that I would start pulling together a master plan, a 5-year plan. The last one we had for the Estacada Area Arts Commission was back in 2004. And so I took a copy of the one with the table on. This is your 2004 strategic plan with the names, who's going to head up each program and the dates needed. I took that out and you just have the text as a reference. The second one that has the 2 smaller pictures on it is a sample of goals, objectives, plans from like Wilsonville, Milwaukee. I think I have Hillsborough in here. And I tried to pull from those with an idea of reflecting on what we had in 2004, pull together just a working document for ideas only, because it's difficult to deliver value from any committee, but especially our committee without objectives. And so clarifying our objectives and giving a baselining them will actually help us create strategic adjustment or alignment with the city council's goals and identify partnership opportunities with other bodies. And so, for example, the Parks Commission here faced a similar problem in 2004 was their last big plan. So in 2018, they put together a strategic plan of which the Arts Council was mentioned a number of times, committing us to do certain things or asking us to do certain things. So, and that was approved by the city council. So I figure whatever goals and objectives we have for 5 years should incorporate things that have already been agreed upon by the city council for approval. The items mentioned in the Parks Master Plan of 2018 is not reflected in this plan. And that's like providing public art along the New River Walk that they're still working on pulling that together. Something we need to be working towards, knowing that this will come due at a certain point. So I absolutely let my brain just kind of go wild on some of this. I called Ariella to get some ideas of like, what are they doing in other cities that really cost little or to nothing? So you'll see something in there. I have a porch concert or porch fest that you do in Milwaukee. It's kind of like a neighborhood night out, but everyone brings a lawn chair. You have a local artist come in and perform locally in a neighborhood. So there's some strange things in here we've never talked about. It's just meant for you to delete, edit, cut out, add in, thumbs up, feed it to the lions or whatever. But it's something to at least start on so we can make sure we're aligning with the city objectives and at the same time having a track to run on. And I did mention in there that we have a couple of bookends opportunities here to sandwich, at the beginning and the end, and that would be the Founders Day celebration once every 5 years. If we start next year, just a little push to get our feet wet, but everything in between that. And so one of the cities did a 5-year plan and they broke it, which is mostly goals, and they broke it down into annual expectations or goals for year 1, 2, 3, 4, and your 5-year goal. So that's how this reads. I didn't want to go into as much detail as they had in 2004. I feel it's a living working document where we keep adjusting when things like COVID or something hits. You've got to have a flexibility to change your timetable while keeping the major goal in line. So I think when it's a better time, I won't take any more time than maybe a minute, is to go over and highlight things from the 2018 Parks Master Plan, because it does mention us providing public art that's permanent.
Right.
And give us a working objective there. So this plan will reflect one public art, at least identified per year. Doesn't mean we do it, but we identify it. And one community art event, like maybe a porch concert with a local guitarist or something.
So Bev, just for your knowledge, a couple of examples of public art, permanent public art. The painting in the back over there on that wall. And then this piece right here, they're both examples of the permanent public art that the Arts Commission has purchased in the past. So just
And then can we apply the 1% to that endeavor? The funds from that when it comes to.
If
is-
it's site specific for where the 1% project is located, yes.
Well, and that's also, so don't we sort of follow the parks in a sense when a new park is developed
Mhm.
and all that planning is done,
Yeah.
and then the budget is lined out, and then we know what that 1% is and where it goes? Okay.
And that's on the agenda for our planning meeting in September to
Right.
talk about like a plan for the 1% and
Right.
how we can ask the city for support in actually getting that going.
This is good, because it really, makes us look really good,
Special. And
when it comes to.
Dave, I just sent you and Jean and Alicia the 5-year plan and the things that we've been handed out
Oh,
tonight to
good.
look at. Just
Good.
FYI, it's in your email.
That's very.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm excited. to-
I love doing business plans, so this is like my niche.
Oh.
It's all you.
I love
We
it.
love
Yeah.
it.
But there's something in there also, that's why the square of passport I recommend is that at every event, we have an idea box
Mhm.
where anyone can say, oh, I've got an idea, write it down.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what
And
we've
just-
started doing that at the Estacada Creates events. I just have like a little feedback. Right now, it's just a QR code and like a half
Mhm.
page Google form that I've printed out just to like have there so that you could try to get feedback in the moment or when people are really thinking about it.
So my time's up. So, but go through it. There's some things that, as I said, we haven't discussed, like maybe having a sister art city.
Mhm.
So we
that's
can leverage their resources, they can leverage our resources / talent or whatever, we share things. So they don't, and I try to get demographic size the same near our population base. So that's what that table is about. So, okay, I'm done.
Great. Well, this is some good reading for us. I'm excited to look through it. Thank you so much for doing that.
I'm gonna hire you to write a business plan for me.
Okay. You know, problem. Good cup of coffee. May I share this at Ariella to get input?
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
I will. Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I emailed it to our missing commissioners so that they could look over as well as the drafts of the passport so they know what we've been chatting about. So,
If we're moving ahead on next year's 120-year Founders Celebration, we probably next meeting should establish an exploratory committee working with the Business Alliance to try to at least spearhead to get some things going.
yeah, I think we could do that at our next meeting for
Okay.
sure. I'll put it on the agenda.
And
Mm.
I did Google it there. It doesn't give a day. It just says May of 1905.
Right.
Okay.
And I don't think it's important that we necessarily have to have the celebration in May, but it would be great to wrap around the 4th of July.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the same thing the Downtown Estacada Commission said, since that's their event, that's their big event
Be
during the
great.
year. They would love to, they want to add it to every event that they do, but that they want to really make it a thing during the 4th of July next year.
Great. And I'll send you the information I sent to Jerry in preparation for him discussing that with the city.
One other opportunity not, required by any stretch of the imagination. I was just looking over and I'll leave some of these here, but we got these lovely new rack cards. And I realized that there's an invitation to join our board committees. And again, no obligation, but there is one for public councils and arts organizations. And I do know there's representation from that from Lake Oswego Arts Council, Happy Valley Arts Council. I want to say there's a couple of others in there too that I've only been to one of those meetings. So if you wanted to be able to sort of compare notes with other cities nearby that are doing similar things, you'd be welcome, I imagine, to join in
Love
that.
it.
Great. I sort of figured that might be up your alley. I'll send you more information and see, like, we can take
Cool.
it from there.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Commissioner, do we have? Over.
Great.
Gavel.
Are we over? 8:01. Calling it to order, close, we're done. I'm not good at the official stuff.
Go home and eat dinner.